What's up, folks? Welcome to another Whiskey Wednesday night. It's the Mash and Drum. I am Jason C. What is going on, folks? Man, what a weekend it was. What a great weekend. What a crazy week it's been already. Trying to recover. But, man, welcome in, guys. Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room tonight. We have a couple killer bottles we're going to be trying for the first time, as well as a blind sample. I don't know if it's a challenge or whatever it may be. But I got some blind samples sent to me by Rebecca Epps, which we're going to be pouring later. And, it's been a while since I've done a blind tastings. A blind tasting where I have no idea what's in it in a long time. So we'll see how I do. But other than that, welcome in, guys. It's great to see everybody tonight. Had an amazing weekend over at, the Bourbon Junkies. Dan and Sean had their Pours in the Park event. It was, I don't know if the guys are watching, but, you guys did an absolutely phenomenal job putting that together. The tasting at Valentine's Distilling in Michigan, trying some of that old NGP Pingree stuff was just delicious. Getting to meet so many of you that, I correspond with in the chat and over email for so long. And finally getting to put a face to the names. And not only that, but getting to meet some of, my fellow whiskey tubers that I've only, met virtually was incredible. I mean, it was such, unfortunately, had some family stuff going on. I couldn't really stay too long, but I definitely, I couldn't really do any of the hotel stuff, but I made sure that I went to each of the two events, the main events that they had. The VIP event, and then obviously the actual Pours in the Park event. So it was a great time. I mean, just seeing some of the different distilleries that were there, having cigars and just hanging out with everybody. It was incredible. So we had a really good time. It was the podcast. Your arms are way bigger in person. Yeah, the camera, and the camera shrinks your biceps by like 2 inches. That's right, Grease. Yeah, I finally got to meet the Grease in person. Man, Dara and Bill, the average drinker, Cheech and Jen, the Ardolinos, amazing. I finally got to meet Dan and Julie Like. I got to meet Matt ADHD Whiskey for the first time ever in person. Out of all this time, I've never met that dude in person. And we got to hang out, and it was such a cool time. Got to meet some of Mark Emenecker and Oysten Hayes and Horses and Bourbon, who's in the chat. Tim Courtenay, who's in the chat. Got to meet you guys. I mean, holy crap! It was such a fun time, and and it wasn't anything crazy. It was very laid back. Everyone just having a good time, drinking whiskey. I mean, yeah, Dan and Sean, if you're watching, hell of a job. That was amazing. I only hope that event that I'm planning on is like just somewhat near that good. So cheers to everybody. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Got to meet Blake Benson. I mean, Grease is the GOAT, especially in person. He's such a cool dude. Yeah, it was a really great time. Got to meet Jeffrey. I got to hang out with Jeffrey Wack again, and Darrell Stewart, and Ethan and Katie Turk, and oh my God, there were so many damn great people just to meet and hang out with and share the love of whiskey and the community. It was like this tiny little like perfect representation of what the whiskey community is, through YouTube. So it was a special weekend. So cheers to that. So, hey, Fancy Franchi's here. Got to meet Fancy Franchi and, of course, her husband, Gary Franchi, who let me have a hazmat store pick that he did, which was unbelievable. I mean, just so much good whiskey, and it was awesome. What's up, Northwest Bourbon? Mr. 215, nice meeting you. You as well, buddy. Bourbon Kingdom. Hopefully we'll catch you next time, Bourbon Kingdom. The Junkies Pingree blend, which was part of it, which I haven't tried yet, but that weeder was fire. It was a crazy weeder. It was so good. I bought a whole handful of cigars, so I was feeling that weekend. It was so good. Yeah, so tonight we're going to go through a bunch of news stories, a bunch of a ridiculous article that I saw on Uprocks. You know, I like to troll all these articles and see, you know, what people are writing about in whiskey. And this one was probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. I mean, this one's pretty ridiculous. Well, maybe not that ridiculous. To me, it was ridiculous. But yeah, we'll go through that. Obviously, we're going to crack open this 4-gate. Was very lucky enough to get this 14-year. This is a 14-year barrel-proof, limited, a hazmat, 144.3 proof NGP. I mean, I don't give a shit who's sourcing it. That's epic whiskey. So thank you, 4-gate, for finding this and putting it in a bottle for some people to enjoy. Then I got to thank my buddy Todd Ritter, who sent me the Wilderness Trail 8-year bourbon, which we're going to be trying. There it is. Look at how lovely it is. I haven't gotten to try the new 8-year yet. So we're going to see how this stacks up against a couple of other bourbons around the same age. And then, yeah, then we're going to get into this blind tasting. So we have a packed show tonight. It's going to be hell of a time. So let's see. Is it the one about how to buy Blanton's? I pulled it up. I haven't read it. No, it's not the one about Blanton's. Jason, tell me about your event. Would love to come. Yeah, so Scott and we're planning an event in the springtime. I don't think we're going to be able to plan it this year, but we're going to plan something for a spring. We want to do kind of a mash and journey, like spring fling with everybody in Maryland at Sagamore. So we're going to be working with Sagamore Spirit to maybe do something. If anyone has never been to Sagamore, they have like waterfront property. It's absolutely beautiful. So doing something along the same lines, getting everybody together, you know, maybe having a single barrel pick just for the occasion, and just making it a really fun event for people to come and just share in whiskey. It's just something we've been wanting to do for a little while, something I've wanted to do just personally. So yeah, just maybe you know, if it's just a mash and drum event or me and Scott doing it together, we'll see what it comes out to be. But it's definitely going to be early next year in the springtime. Just give me some time to like plan it out and get all the components together. It should be a blast. So and again, with Sagamore and what they're doing, and we love the people over there, so it should be a hell of a time. Let's see. You had me at Sagamore. Yeah, I would be totally. What it says, if it's Ohio, I'm there. Well, it's not too far. It's Maryland. Not too far. So yeah, we're thinking of doing the event at Sagamore. You know, doing kind of long. I think, you know, definitely learn some lessons learned from what, you know, Dan and Sean did. So I think we'll be able to kind of do some of those same things. And you know, I'm hoping maybe include some live music because I love music. So we'll see how it goes. Then do something at Woodinville, coast cover. Yeah. So yeah, really excited about that. You know, and the weekend was good too. I got to spend some time with the family. It was a great weekend. Can't afford the 4-gate, but Wilderness Trail is solid. Yeah, you know what? Now I'm gonna probably dive into that now before we get into this hazmat stuff. Right now, I'm drinking the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club Rare Character whiskey that we had selected, and this might be one of my favorite picks we've done this year. So damn good. Yeah, I got to meet Shayla Bott. Did not expect to meet her. Hey, Julie likes in the chat. I mean, Independent Joe got to meet. All of a sudden, Independent Joe comes out from like the shadows. He's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, it's Independent Joe." So it just goes to show you how much we all support each other, and I think it's a phenomenal thing in whiskey. Yeah, Shayla's awesome. Yep. What's that rare character? Stars? What's that rare character? Yeah, this is our rare character private barrel that we picked. It's a 6-year NGP that was aged in the Old Taylor warehouse at Castle and Key. So it's a kind of a cool just the flavor profile it's not like your typical NGP. It's just a little bit of a different animal, which is really cool. All right, I got enough off. All right, here we go. Fresh pop, guys. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. Oh, that sucked. What the hell was that? Oh, no good pop on this. Wilderness Trail. Do better than that on the pop. Come on. You're killing me. Oh, actually, look at this. I have a Wilderness Trail glass down here. I'm going to pour it in the Wilderness Trail glass. And let's see what we get. So for this one, guys, this is a sweet mash. This is a corn rye and malted barley, so this is not a wheater. Using their sweet mash process, this comes in right at 100 proof. You have a nice 8-year gold age statement on the neck there. You guys can see that. There they are. There's the 8. So let's check it out. I'm gonna let that air out a little bit. Let me say hi to some folks. Richie Z in the house. What is going on, Richie Z, the OG? There's Independent Joe. Kenneth Rathburn. He says, glad you're starting Wilderness Trail. That's what I'm interested in. I got work at 6 in the morning. Yeah, I won't make you wait too long, Kenneth. Kelsey Dime, dropping dimes in the house. John Krantz, what is going on, bud? Steve A is here. Caesar S. Found a bottle in Arizona, grabbed it without looking at the price. MSRP. There you go. Yeah, 2 thumbs down on the pop, right? Totally. Okay. Let's see what we get on this thing. I can't wait. Here we go. It's very floral to me. Getting a lot of like floral components to it, but also very sweet. Man, this needs a little opener up time here. What's going on, folks? OH is here. Fancy Franchi. Hey, Hendo's here. Jim Muller's here. 291 in the chat already. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button while you're here. Definitely helps out the channel and the videos. I'm this close to 70,000 subs. I'm only about 400 away. So help me get there. This has a really sweet oak Buffalo Trace quality to it, which I think is interesting. It's got this very sweet, like almost like cherry bubblegum thing going on. Hey, modernthirst.com is in the house. That is probably my buddy Bill Straub from Foregate. What's going on, Bill? Oh, very sweet. Yeah, I'm getting pure cherry bubblegum, like cherry Big League Chew bubblegum. William Wiley's in the house. So you're saying you're at 69? Yes, Sun Evening Scotch. Yes, I'm at 69.6, almost 0.7 right now. What's up, Mark Mace? Man. This is getting a little bit like buttery now. Getting like almonds. Man, it's sweet though. It does. It's reminding me of like some Buffalo Trace stuff. I might have to pull a Buffalo Trace bottle down and see if this, like, compare it to like a Colonel Taylor or something at equal proof. See how it comes out. All right, let's try, guys. Cheers. Thanks for hanging out tonight. It's going to be fun. Here we go. That was extremely soft on the palate. I don't know if it's just me coming off the rare character. Let me take another sip. Okay, that's better. Yeah, this is okay. It's not as sweet as Buffalo Trace. I'm getting more of like a floral rye component in it more than anything. I'm getting the sweetness. That little hint of like cherry bubblegum is there. But yeah, it's giving me more of like a floral quality to it. Interesting. You get some sweet oak. This is drinking like, you could tell me that's a 90 proof bourbon. It's drinking real easy, real soft, real sweet, real smooth, for lack of a better term. I mean, this is easy sipping. For 8 years old, I mean, I think all that cask maturation, I'm not getting any of like that Wilderness Trail like that spiky character that you would get sometimes from maybe some of those youthful notes. This is rounded out really, really nice. I mean, it is coming off a little bit soft to me. Like I want more flavor punch on the palate, honestly. Hi, Jason. That got a 20 out of 20 from them. This is my Bourbon Podcast. 20 out of 20. So this is small batch, bottled in bond. This is not a single barrel. I don't know. I'm kind of struggling with this one. Like I like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's good. But I want more heft to it, more flavor punch to it. And I don't feel like I'm getting that. Dramhound in the house. Got to meet Dramhound. I think everyone was surprised finding out how short Jason is as they were in when they saw how tall I am. Yeah, I am not a tall person. Yeah, unfortunately, coming from an Italian family, my mom, I'm lucky I'm as tall as I am, because my mom is like barely 5'1". She was tiny, and of course she couldn't like help me out. So my dad was actually also short, so I had no chance, guys. I had no chance to be a tall guy, unfortunately. So. Can you love Wilderness Trail and also think the 8 years meant? Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. I feel like what's the best Wilderness Trail bottle to try that is most widely available? Honestly, I love their single barrel rye. I think over anything. I think their ryes are just phenomenal. I mean, their bourbons are really good, but I've had more impressive ryes at a Wilderness Trail than the bourbons, I would think. Yeah, I feel like I carry myself taller than I seem. At least I try to think so. Luckily, there were some other people in the universe of WhiskeyTube that I thought would be taller, but was like kind of the same height I was. So it all evens out in over time. What's up, Bourbon Ranch? Yeah, I'm taller. I'm at least taller than the Whiskey Crusaders, so that's good. Yeah, Eric Evanson, you're a big dude, man. What's up, Bourbon Ranch? Nice to see you, man. Let's see here. Yeah, it's getting a little better. It's getting a little bit more flavor. Maybe this just needs a little more airtime here. It's coming off, I think, a little bit soft. Like for 8-year bourbon, I want like all the flavor. And I feel like it's just coming off a little bit tame. Yeah, I mean, it's good. But I mean, honestly, I still think like Rare Breed kills that. And I know you can't compare the proofs, but I'm just saying, like, for the money, like I can taste like how well crafted this is. But I would want to try this 8-year in like a single barrel form where I can see like how flavorful from barrel to barrel some of this is. Because right now for me, like, this is just coming off a little bit. Again, it's just coming off soft and tame. Like even that rye punch that I normally get from Wilderness Trail that I love, it's prevalent, but it's very, very on the like the far back end of the it's not short, it's vertically challenged. Exactly. Let's see here. Okay, now do balcones. I don't have one of those hanging around. Well, I do, but let's see here. They need to make this like 115 proof. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's going to be any shortage of people that really like this, especially if they like a smoother profile. Man, that cherry note is coming out more and more and more here. It's good. I'm a fan. I like it. I wouldn't like, you know, I don't think I would give it a 20 out of 20 like Perry did. Unless he has like unless there's some batch variation. I don't know if there are single barrel versions of this, but this particular batch, like for me, is kind of so. I'm actually enjoying my rare character pick even more. And this is only 113.54. So, oh my God, there's just so much more. There's more going on the nose and the palate on that one. And it's 2 years younger. I'm going to pour a little bit more of this. Oh, shit. Todd, I broke your cork. Wah, wah. Oh, shit. Oh, I got it. Sorry, Todd. I'll try to re-glue that for you. All right. Oh, this is not going well for Wilderness Trail tonight. Oh, shit. I agree, the 8 year is nice, but it's too soft and light. Yeah, $100 for that 8 year. Not digging it. It's too soft for me. If that's what they were going for, if they were going for a really soft profile that, you know, it's kind of a universal drinker for like bourbon drinkers of all types, then they nailed it. But if I don't think that's something for like, you know, full on whiskey geeks, because I just think it's a little soft. It does. It comes off really soft. That happened to me with the rare character bottle. Yeah, bad little pop and broken cork. One more strike and it's out. Yeah, shit. Yeah, it's so yeah. The Wilderness Trail 8 year is about $100 retail. So pricey bottle for something that drinks this soft, I think. Well, you may lack in height, you make up in strength, just busting out corks here. Yeah, I'm you know, I'm on the short side, but I'm stout. So. The Wilderness Trail I have is something worth a fraction of what I paid for. Too dang expensive, and I'm a cheap date. Yeah, it's not. New York guy calling the bourbon soft. Let's see here. Unfortunately, it was like the pop soft and now broken. Picked up mine. So I know SZRS. I'm just going to say your Caesar S, if that's correct. But Caesar S, I know you were trying it. Is it coming off soft to you? Because it's definitely coming off soft to me. Did a comparison between Heaven Hill 17 and Mayor Pingreen 50. The Hilltop, the Mayor will seek a 17. That Heaven Hill 17, I hate to say it, may make my like bourbon of the year. That thing is fantastic. There's still other stuff to try that's coming up. So we'll get into that a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do now, before we try this, is actually just pour it out. That's a better pop. I just want to pour this out, give it a little air time, because this is the first pour. So if you guys haven't heard about this bottle yet, 4Gate, they released their 10-year Indiana Foundation, which was a 10-year barrel-proof Indiana source bourbon. But they found these really rare barrels of 14-year MGP, which is just not around that much anymore, but came in at a hazmat proof of 144.3. So this is the bottle here. Was lucky enough to get one of these. Unfortunately, this bottle sells for about $450, which is pricey. I paid for this bottle. I did not, this was not given to me by 4Gate. I paid for this myself. And, I just felt like, yeah, that's expensive, but all that old 4Gate stuff, like when are you going to have a chance to get a 14-year NGP, 14-year-old at hazmat? I mean, that stuff just isn't that, you're just not going to find it that much anymore. So yeah, I pulled the trigger. I grabbed, there was only like 130 or 40 of these total. There was not a lot of these, obviously, a ton of Angel Share, the hazmat proof. I mean, and this is dark as shit. I mean, this is dark. Look at that. I want to see if this can go against the Heaven Hill 17 and take it down. So we're gonna do that comparison later. So yeah, there wasn't any other. There was no like second thought in my mind. I was buying it. I didn't care how much it was. I wanted it, and here we are. Oh my god, that smells so fucking good. All right. Before we get into that, gonna let that around 130 bottles with a 3-barrel blend, which is crazy. Yeah, and we're getting all the same. Oh yeah, against Coy Hill would be another good matchup. I like that idea too. We could do that too. All right, so before we get into that, we have some big release news that happened this week. So let's get into what's to see at the TTB. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do this shit. First item up for bid. Or I should say first label I found, which was pretty cool. Knob Creek 7-year straight rye whiskey. So we have a nice 7-year age-stated rye whiskey from Knob Creek. Jim Beam, just for what it's worth, just 10. I mean, I think they have a lot of ultra age stocks coming out, or just like in the hold here, because they keep coming out with age stated products. I love the fact that they're coming out with age stated products. Now you can argue that the quality may not be as such, depending if you're a Jim Beam fan or not. But Knob Creek 7-year straight rye, and this will be coming out at 100 proofs. That's the bottom of the label, 100 proof 7-year rye whiskey. I think that's a nice Kentucky whiskey. I don't have any pricing yet, but that's the first one. What do you guys think about that one? Love the news. That 14-year is so freaking good, said Todd Ritter. So, Mike, the 4-gate was only made available in Kentucky. It was a Kentucky-only release, I believe. 3 barrels, 129 bottles. So modernthirst.com, that's Bill Stroud, one of the founders of 4-gate. He could probably give all the amazing information that you need. Let's see here. Yeah, Whiskey Mountains is probably crying because she loves Knob Creek, but she hates rye. So she might be a little bit conflicted on that one. Casey Rye picks are underrated. Absolutely, Justin. That's why the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club is going to be doing a rye whiskey, a Knob Creek rye whiskey pick very soon. So, love the Casey Rye. I'm in on that. And from Beam, it's going to be a competitive good price, honestly. You guys know it. All right, another distillery like funky release from Jack Daniels. Straight Tennessee whiskey finished with toasted pecan wood chips. Toasted pecan wood chips. Tennessee whiskey combined with toasted pecan wood for added depth and character, perfect for the season. So just in time for the holidays. So this looks like it's going to be released around holiday time, November, December. Warm brown sugar, light savory nuttiness, and toasted oak with lingering hints of dried fruits and touch of caramel warmth. Ooh, don't you love caramel warmth? I'm all about it. All about the caramel warmth. All right. Those are usually distillery only releases, limited editions. I'm not sure if it makes it outside of Tennessee or outside of distillery for those. If any of you guys in the chat have seen these outside of Tennessee or outside of the distillery, let me know. Okay. So one thing we mentioned last week, but I forgot to totally get into it, were the new King of Kentuckys. The new King of Kentucky releases that, one of these will be, somewhat attainable, but extremely rare. And then you have this 18-year variant, which is probably going to be a crazy, even more rare. So as it says here, let's see, 2 limited offerings for the 2022 release, a 15-year and an 18-year, each at barrel strength 130 proof. The 15-year will be available mostly in Kentucky with small offerings in Ohio and Illinois, while the 18-year will be only sold in Kentucky. The 15-year featuring a premium embossed label with a stamp border and details, approximately 3,500 bottles, will be produced with a suggested retail price of $250. The second expression is a very limited 18-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon, approximately only 250 bottles, suggested retail price of $350. So that is the info on the King of Kentucky's. Obviously, King of Kentucky holds a special place in my heart. I always think it's like one of the best bourbons that's crafted, that the releases that come out every single year. It's just so damn, I'm not going to try to probably I got one last year. If I could sample one, the any of those for this year, I'll try to get samples. But other than that, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go over. I think that 18-year King Kentucky is probably going to get near $3,000 to $3,500 on secondary easily. Jason C, do you know when typically drop other than the entire season? We'll see it in the fall time. Let me see if it says when it's going to drop. Let's see here. Oh, it's actually hitting shelves in August. So it's this month they're going to be dropping. So there you go. So the first one, let's see. Oh, these are just tasting notes of two different bottles. Oh, the 15-year. Dark sorghum, resinous oak and honey, dried fruit, and cigar tobacco. I mean, that sounds about right. Bottle 2, the 18-year. Molasses, dark caramel, honeycomb, tea leaf, and ripe tree fruit, baked spice, molasses, sharp dark tea. That sounds about right. I mean, all I'm saying is that if you like oak forward, molassesy, rich bourbons, and that King Kentucky is that's where it's at. That's its wheelhouse, is those flavors. And, unfortunately, just not enough people get to try that stuff. Let's see. Let's see. At Pours in the Park next year, you could sit on my shoulders. We could be the Whiskey Master Blaster. I'm 6'4". Mashville. I'll just jump off your shoulders and friggin' clothesline people. Jason, you will win the OHLQ Lotto for sure. I haven't won anything yet. So, maybe one day. I'm definitely I don't put in for the OHLQ lotteries very often. I just feel like it's freaking impossible. But I'm going to put in for the King of Kentucky's. It's the only chance I probably will have of getting one, unless I want to pay the astronomical prices on secondary, which I don't want to do this year. So, all right, let's go to this. Is some big news coming out of Old Forester, the birthday bourbon. So, Old Forester's birthday bourbon, again, this celebrates the birthday of, George Garvin Brown. This was selected by Woodford Reserve Master Distiller Chris Morris. As you guys may or may not heard, the big rollout this year is that the bottles are not going to be sold at the distillery on September 2nd. Instead, buyers will enter an online lottery for the opportunity to buy, which actually started today. So the sweepstakes is running from August 24th to August 31st on the Old Forester website right now. Winners will be notified via email on September 2nd. So now, as far as details for this, it looks like it's 11 years old. The ABV on this is only going to be 48%. So not a high ABV. It's going to not even be 100 proof. $150 here. So very reminiscent of the 2020 variant, which I think, what was that one? 11 years under 100 proof. I think something like that. So yeah, so that's that one. Now, the thing that's interesting is, I think last year it got out of hand over at Brown-Forman, over at Old Forester, I should say, in Kentucky. The line was ridiculous. People were camping out for like almost a week. I don't know how people have that kind of time that they're just going to camp out in front of Old Forester for like a week to get that bottle. Old Forester, they were on to, most of the folks on that line thinking that, they're basically going to buy it and then they're going to flip it. So now they're kind of getting rid of that. They don't want to. And while I could appreciate that, on the other hand, you just made it even that much more impossible for anyone to get a bottle, because now you're going against the entire friggin' country to get a bottle of Old Forester birthday bourbon. And, you know, everyone's going to have their family, you know, try to get a bottle. And it's going to be like millions of people trying to get a bottle of Old Forester birthday bourbon. So even though you would have had to wait online for a week to get a bottle, at least maybe you had a shot. Now, instead of maybe getting a shot at a bottle waiting online, now you're going to go against millions of people to try to get a bottle. So it just became that much more difficult to do that. I think there's some pros and cons to that. Obviously, I think waiting online for a week is utterly ridiculous. And it's true. A lot of those bottles are immediately, I mean, they're not even at the fucking parking lot yet. And they got that bottle out, taking a picture of it and posting it for like $4,000, like immediately. They don't even wait till they have the damn thing in the car. So anything that can, you know, that could curb that behavior, I'm all for. But man, it's going to make it a lot harder to get a bottle. If anybody hasn't yet, and if anyone wants to try to get one, it's available right now. You can go on the Old Forester website and you can enter to win a bottle of birthday bourbon. I already did it. I figured, why the hell not? I could be one of a cajillion people to try to get a bottle. So good luck to you. Everyone's praying. Yeah, that's the other thing. You still have to pick it up in person in Louisville. So it's not like they're going to be shipping it to you. So if you live in California or all the way in the Pacific Northwest, or, you know, wherever you may live, you have to figure out how to get that bottle. So maybe that will curb some people from trying to enter to get one, because they're just never going to be able to make it to Louisville, but you never know. So I think people are going to try their darndest. Yeah, about 500 bottles available. It's never an even number, so I feel like they're going to hold some bottles back. And then if they have folks that can't pick up their bottle, those bottles more may become available, and maybe they'll kind of drip them out in the distillery here and there if you're there on a specific lucky day and you happen to walk in and they're putting birthday bourbon on the shelf. Oh yeah, go for it. Go buy one. You never know. So a lot of, you know, stuff could come out of this. But another big release that's been doing this for several years now is this one right here, is the Four Roses. Four Roses announced their limited edition barrel strength LE for 2022. It's non-chill filtered. This one's going to be 109 proof this year. The 2022 batch features a 20-year-old bourbon from OBSV. So 20-year-old OBSV, a 15-year-old OESK, a 14-year-old OESF, which is very interesting to me. You don't really see the OESF too much, and a 14-year OESV, which is pretty common. So that blend of bourbons, I think could be. It sounds completely fantastic. The tasty notes, you know, they're saying creamy vanilla, clove, allspice, cinnamon, ripe berries, seasoned oak. It just sounds like a very balanced Four Roses, what you normally get. If you guys want to try to get that bottle, you can enter to win the Four Roses right now as well. They're taking entries for Four Roses to win that bottle. But again, just like birthday bourbon, you have to be able to get your ass to Kentucky to pick it up. So there you go. And last but not least, I don't think we've talked about this one yet. This one's dropping in September. It's the new Remus Repeal Reserve. So there's the label. So this is the Remus Repeal Reserve 6. Let me get to the breakdown here of what's in it. It's an interesting blend. We're not looking at stuff that's as old as last year's release. Again, $100, 100 proof. Everything is from MGP. Ross and Squibb. It's Squibb juice, however you want to call it. You have three 21% rye mash bills, a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and then you have two 36-year ryes. One is 10 years old and one is 8 years old. So the thing that makes me laugh is the oldest whiskey in here is 14 years old, and it's actually only 2% of the blend. So 2% of the blend is only, you know, is the old stuff. So yeah, it's a much younger blend than we got last year. So if you guys were able to stock up on the Remus Repeal last year's because of that older stuff, then that was probably a smart move on your part. So all right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. For those of you not from New York, online means in line to the rest of yous. Yeah. You know what? I just realized like there's such a disparity when I say if you're waiting online, like I actually mean like being physically waiting online, not online on the computer. So people say in line and like I confuse them. I get it. I get it. It opens it up to anyone and everyone. It's for bourbon lovers, not flippers. Yeah, I like that. Honestly, I'd rather have a sweepstakes that eliminates the same nerdy ass people who sleep in tent for a week at the distillery from getting the bottle year in and year out. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, Trev. Did they say if they're still going to distribute to local stores too? Yeah, there will still be distribution to stores. Obviously, it's going to be highly allocated. I assume you're talking about the birthday bourbon. So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, a very, very slim chance, Kyle. Bourbon Kingdom, honestly, that line is half locals and half out-of-towners. Also, the truth is you have to go to the distillery to claim, and when they did the PC lottery, only half were actually claimed. Exactly. So that's why I think there's going to be bottles left over, and those bottles, if you happen to be at Old Forester, you know, in maybe the days or weeks that follow, you might get lucky and get a bottle. They should just take the pictures with build and post it for sale. All right. Yeah, welcome to their email list. May the odds be ever in your favor, says Robzilla. I haven't got one regardless, or at least it makes me happy knowing those scalper bastards aren't bathing in their riches. That's true. I mean, that would kill me every year. I don't know about you guys, but I would, you know, I would just, like on release day, you know I can't make it, and I'm just sitting there waiting for that first bottle to hit secondary just to see what someone posted for. I mean, it looks like they literally walked in the store, walked out, like on the way to the car, they pulled it out of the bag and took a picture and just posted it for an insane amount of money. And you know, unfortunately, that's the world we live in, guys. Jason, send me a sample of that 14-year Foregate, says Charles Tyree. Everyone wants samples now. Adelio says, well stocked up on Remus 5. Thanks for encouraging me. I told you, Adelio, I did not think that the follow-up blend was going to be anything near that age. And so far, so good. Hopefully, you know, maybe we'll see. I still think the Remus 6 is going to be delicious. They're always great blends, but we'll see how it goes. Remus 5 or Remus 3? Mike B, that's a great question. I think one time I did that blind and Remus 5 won, and then another time I did it, and then Remus 3 won. So those two are kind of like my top two. I'd open it in the parking lot. Yeah, Ben, I mean, I will say there was a couple people I know that went and they said like a couple people got bottles and they were actually opening it up and sharing it with folks like around. So, you know, kudos to those guys. Shit. All right. Let me I'm about to tee up this Foregate right here. But before we do that, did you guys, now you guys know I'm a baseball fan. I watch a lot of baseball. Did you guys see this dude at the Yankees-Mets game who did the trick with the hot dog? If you didn't see it, here it is. Check this out. This guy took a straw. He hollows out a hot dog with the straw, takes the meat out, picks up his beer, and he puts the hot dog in the beer and drinks the beer through the hot dog like a straw. Did anybody else see that the last couple days? Did anybody see that? Oh my God. What? I don't think he meant to drink the beer with the straw. I think he got the straw to hollow out the hot dog. Local shop did a mandatory cork pop and store on their Stag Junior pick. I like that move. Tim Evans, I love that. I love that. If you buy an allocated bottle, you got to pop that shit in the store before you leave. Dude was practicing. Yeah. Stud, nasty, beer straw. What in the actual fuck? That was disgusting. Only in New York. Absolute stuff. So I don't know if you guys listen to Rich Eisen, the Rich Eisen podcast, or watch Rich Eisen on I think he's going to be moving to Hulu soon. I forgot where he's moving, but that dude, I love listening to Rich Eisen all the time. Rich Eisen, if you're watching, I'd love to be on your show to talk bourbon. I'm just saying. But I listened to his episode, and the question basically was like, is he a genius or is he a fucking madman? So I asked the question to you guys, and I'll show it to you one more time. Is this dude a genius or a madman? Look at him go. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's hollowing it out. I mean, he's not even hesitating. He's just like, boop, boop. This is what I do. Drop the hot dog in the beer and let's sip it. What the fuck? That's real. That is so fucking real. It's crazy. Let's see what you guys are saying here. This guy is saying he's a mad genius. It's criminally insane. Scotty says that he's a madman 100%. Now that's how you use a glizzy. Psycho. Jeffrey Wack is here. There's a fine line between genius and mad. There is. I mean, some geniuses are madmen. So maybe he's a little bit of both. So Mac Daddy says he's psychopath. He has skeletons in his basement. Oh, shit. Whiskey Sentinel, what's up? Shayla says, boop, boop. This is what I do. Jason needs to commentate more shit. Yeah, this is what he does. Just boop, boop. Put it in. Just drink it. Yeah. Friggin' unreal. That'll give you a bubble guts. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Did you at least see Judge get his 48th? Yeah. The Mets are slumping, and the fucking Atlanta Braves will not lose a game. So I'm a little scared right now as a Met fan. The Mets are slumping hard, and the Braves just are unreal. They just will not lose. It's crazy. The Mets go and play Colorado next. So hopefully they get some wins. But shit, Atlanta is breathing down our neck. And I don't like it. All you Atlanta fans, shit. God, they just do not lose it. Like, if they lose one game, it doesn't matter. They're gonna win like the next 6. So just craziness. All right. Let me go to this. Let me get the stats in this 4-gate whiskey here, just so I can give you guys the right stats here. Okay. Is this considered a special? Oh, it is. This is a special release. Okay, here we go. 4-Gate Whiskey Company located just 3 barrels of extra aged, extra high proof Indiana straight bourbon whiskey. The annual share was so great on the barrels that the team was only able to produce a micro batch of 129 bottles of this 14-year Indiana straight bourbon, clocking in at 144.3 proof, 450 per bottle. It was just released not that long ago. So, all right. Let's dive into this shit, guys. I've been waiting to try this one. Here we go. Brian Kramer, store owner that sold me the 17-year-old Fit, said he sold it to me in SRV because he could sample. It was awesome to meet you at Valentine. Absolutely, Brian. Great to meet you too, man. That guy is about 2 weeks from bidding his own Easter eggs. Hot dog straw, yuck. I'm going to the game on Friday versus Rockies. It'll be me and my family's first Met home game, traveling from Kentucky. That's awesome, Charles. Daniel Kerber, yeah, chop on. I get it. All right. Jason, you got to try sipping some Blue Run with a hot dog straw. Maybe I'll make it better. I'm only kidding. That's fucked up to say. Woo. Sorry, Blue Run. I don't dislike Blue Run that much. All right. So on the nose. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what? Immediately, I'm just going to put this next to it here because I'm getting some similar notes. So this is the Heaven Hill 17-year. I'm going to pour a little bit of that just to compare. So 14 versus 17, but this is 100. This is 118.2 proof only. So I think the disparity in proof is going to be pretty prevalent. So we'll see. But let's try the 4-gate first. So on the nose, this is like a Oh my gosh. This is like a what do you call it? Like a graham cracker that you left in the oven a little bit too long. It's like toasty. It's like a toasty graham cracker. So I'm getting like a ton of cinnamon. There's like allspice in here, baking spices, a lot of cinnamon. The sweet oak is just completely all there. I definitely get like that molasses note in here as well. Whew. Yeah, man, vanilla extract all day long. That orange note that you normally get in MGP has like completely gone to like a way darker place. This is like a charred orange peel. Like it's like an essential oil of like orange, like orange oils. Oh my God. I just went in too deep in the nose. Ooh, that singed the nostrils. Has there been a bad Forgate? David, yeah, I mean, I know Forgate guys are watching, but I'm very honest. I can't say there's been a bad one, but I generally like the combo. I generally like the combo finishes that they do over like the singular finishes. There are some outliers, like the Peri Peri, the Port Peri Peri, and the Ruby Rye Springs, which was the port finished rye whiskey. Those two are probably two of my favorite Forgates ever. The Saint Charant, I'm not sure how to say that, which was the cognac finish. That was one of my more favorite, like single finishes. I love what they do with the split stave as well, but that could get more on like a marshmallowy side. But I always feel like if I'm gonna, like, when anyone asks me are the Forgates worth it, like for me, I always tell them, if you're gonna go Forgate, if you want to try one and like kind of what the best at what they do, you have to try to get a Kelvin collaboration. Get a Kelvin collab where it's kind of like a dual finish, because those are kind of the best representations of what Forgate is about. Obviously, it's great when they source this shit because it's delicious. But for me, the Kelvin collabs and those two port finished rye whiskeys have probably been my favorite. I wouldn't say, I mean, I really didn't enjoy the Outer Loop Orbit one because of the orange curacao and the gin, and it was just too much for me. But some folks really like that one. I think it really just depends on your palate. All right. The nose on this, it just keeps evolving. All right, I'm going in, baby. Here we go. Cheers. Oh my God. It was so potent. I wasn't getting like much, but right in between the front of the palate and the finish, I got this punch of like dark chocolate on the palate. Wow. It was so prevalent to me. Just dark chocolate all day long on that one. Ooh. All right. Dark chocolate's still there. But dark chocolate mixed with, again, that cinnamon graham cracker, like that slightly burnt cinnamon graham cracker. Because there's some like oak char in it, a lot of spice. I mean, man, that's crazy. Holy shit. I mean, the finish just goes. And it's not just heat, it's spice as well. What's up, 21090? As your palate gets used to it, you'd start getting all these really just rich and dense flavors. It coats the palate. I mean, it is just that's ridiculous. That is everything I thought it would be, and probably a little bit more. Because you just never know with hazmat whiskeys. It might, it's great to find that barrel, but is it going to be too hot? This is, I mean, it does drink hot, but well, Henry, we're coming. Oh, Don't worry. I see you in the rear mirror. In the rearview mirror, I see the hatchets coming after the Mets. Yeah, it's dense. It's rich. Yeah, that burnt cinnamon. It's like a chocolate covered burnt cinnamon graham cracker that's coated with like liquid orange, like orange extract. All the vanilla is there. The spice is there. Wow. I mean, and that's only the first pour. I'm thinking this is going to get better, and once it opens up a little bit more here. Holy shit. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple drops of water to this just to see what it does. Being it's hazmat, sometimes it's nice to just drop. It's going to drop just a couple drops in here to see what it does. Okay. Mamma mia. Any thoughts on the Willet Weeded releasing? Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it, but I don't know. Willet to me just frustrates me, just because their prices are just so ridiculously high. You pay a premium for the name or the fancy bottle or the purple top or whatever fucking top they're using. It's frustrating because like the only affordable Willets that are out there that anyone can get is Willet Pot Still, which is complete shit. You have the Noah's Mill, you have the Rowan's Creek, which are decent bourbons. And then what else? Then the Willet 4-Year Rye, which you can get, somewhat easily now. I mean, it's just, other than that, anytime you're going to see a purple top bourbon, you're going to pay a premium. Now they have a Willet Weeded that's going to be absolutely insane. You're better off trying to find a brand that's sourcing Willet rather than buying a bottle, from Willet on its own. Like I have a Hirsch 6-year, which is that it? Yeah, here it is. This is 6-year Willet. This bottle right here is 6-year-old Willet single barrel bourbon, and this cost me what, $100, $120, something like that. And yeah, that's pricey, but it's still less than what you would pay if you found a 6-year-old bourbon in actual Willet, like an actual Willet purple top. So yeah, Old Kirk. I mean, yeah, Willet Weed. It's going to be $1 billion. Yeah, and they're going up in price. Like, what the fuck? Like, Jesus. Like, it was already high. Now you want people to pay even more of a premium for the Willet stuff. Willet for me has never really lined up. The ultra aged Willets are freaking amazing. It's some of the most amazing bourbons I've ever had, but I'm not paying $20,000 for a freaking bourbon. It's crazy. This is just getting better and better, guys. Now there's like a cherry note coming out, like a black cherry, like Luxardo syrup cherry. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. All right. Let's compare to the, this is the Heaven Hill. Oh, the noses are close. This is a hell of a matchup right here, guys, because that Heaven Hill 17, I love it. And this 14-year is giving it a run for its money right now. You know what? I think the Heaven Hill is actually a bit sweeter than the Foregate. The Foregate to me is coming off, again, more baking spice forward, more chocolate. Whereas this is more of like a, like the rich, like the toffee caramel type, like the sweeter notes that you would expect from a bourbon. This is crazy. Funny how the only Willet that isn't overpriced is the Rye, which is better than the lower end bourbons. Yeah, I would agree, Bubble Bath. I mean, I know some people aren't crazy about the Rye, but I happen to dig the Rye. I don't mind it. I think it's a great Rye. But yeah, it's the bourbons that come out. They're like 4, 5, 6 years old. They're asking like $250 for that. That's crazy. All right, let's try this. So this is the Heaven Hill. The Heaven Hill has more oak char in it. I'm getting way more barrel influence, especially when you compare it. More barrel, more oak, barrel char. The molasses is there too, but I just think it's a little bit sweeter. All right, let's go to the 4-gate. Oh, man. Every time I go back to that 4-gate, holy shit. It's a beast. I think on palate alone, it punches. Obviously, it's a higher proof, but just the flavor punch you get in that 4-gate. I mean, it's just like, it's all over the place. It is just like pure, like I said, chocolate covered, burnt graham cracker. Dear Lord. I'm almost getting like a burnt marshmallow note in the 4-gate now too, a little bit. Like a toasted, like a marshmallow you left on the end of at the end of your stick a little bit too long. It kind of engulfed in flames. You didn't blow it out quick enough. It's just, it is just like really, really prevalent. Paul Brogan, any opinion on the Lucky 7 14 proprietor? I think it's kind of a universal thing that most people love the Lucky 7 14 year. I mean, for the money, it is source Spartan, and the single barrels can very much vary from barrel to barrel. I've had a couple of Lucky 7s that you could probably put head to head with like King of Kentucky and a couple of other really high aged, highly allocated bourbons. But then I've had some other ones that just taste like just really good Barton single barrels. So I think, I think there's a big scale for the Lucky 7 proprietor, the 14 year, that, generally, I think for the most part, I've had, so if the scale is like from here to here, generally right here is where most of them lie. You kind of have like that top, like 75% of them. You just have some really good Barton single barrels. Then every now and again, within that 25%, there are some really, really special barrels in there that end up being bottled. So I think, it just really depends on if you're lucky enough to get one of those nice, those ones that fall in that 25% area. But what's nice is you like, if you're buying them off the website, you don't really pay extra for, finding one of those. You just have to get lucky. Hence Lucky 7. Mash and Drum, that Justin's House of Bourbon Lucky 7 14 years, a banger, almost hazmat. Oh, there you go, Kelsey. I heard a lot of good things about that barrel. I missed out on that one, unfortunately. So I added water to that 4-gate, and it definitely opened up the sweetness a little bit more. It kind of dialed back down. The finish is still there, though, but it definitely opened up some more sweeter flavors. This is, if anybody out there was lucky enough to grab one of these, then kudos to you, because that's a fucking banger of a bourbon. I mean, that's ridiculous. Does it take out the Heaven Hill? We might have to find out the end of the year in a blind, but it's up there. This is easily probably one of the top bourbons I've tried this year. I mean, it sucks to say that because it's so limited, and it's so hard to get, and it's very expensive. But you kind of know going in, if you say to anybody in the whiskey community, I have 14-year 4-gate hazmat source from MGP. I mean, you already know going in that can't be bad. But unfortunately, very, very limited. So I don't know if I would actually put this in my end of the year like rankings because it's so rare, kind of like what I did with the King Kentucky last year. But yeah, I'm going to throw it in at the end of the year just to see what happens, but that's damn good stuff. Damn good stuff. Congrats to 4-gate for that release and grabbing those bottles. I think I had seen them on secondary. The first iteration was like about 2,500. And then I think it came back down to earth a little bit, about 1,500 for a bottle of that. So it's just nuts. Beer bong that 4-gate. You won't. I'm not going to beer bong that. Oh, my God. Fucking die. Jason, is the Found North 18 still in your tops this year? Yeah, for sure, Kyle. I think the Found North will definitely be in the rankings for sure. Yeah, I think you'll have actually an easier time finding King of Kentucky than 4-gate 14 year, just because King Kentucky, if you go to Kentucky, there's way more bottles of that than there is for this. So, I mean, crazy stuff. But this is kind of a gem. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna share the shit out of this. Definitely, bring this out for, anybody that's either that I'm hanging out with or people that I really know that appreciate good whiskey. So yeah, that is just, Bill and Bob, congrats on that. That's just ridiculous. I'm actually going to pour a little bit more of that because I'm going to set up my blind tasting here. And while I'm doing that, I do want to remind everybody that it's getting close to Blendageddon. And in the, let's see here. If you look in the description of the video, I actually shared a PDF of all the rules. A lot of people are asking me, what are the rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? So I'm actually going to drop in the chat a link to a sheet I made with all the rules and everything you need to know for Blendageddon. So the I just put the link in the chat. So if you guys want to click on it, download it, you know exactly what you need for Blendageddon. Again, the entries are due by mid-September. So you have a few more weeks to get your blend together. Yeah, so party at Jason's, come on over, you could have some. Let's see. The Mash and Drum, which Found North 18 batch 4 is outstanding. Yeah, that's the way it's bound. Yeah, batch 4. That one is ridiculous. Do 4-gates versus Smoke Wagon rare and limited? I mean, the only really rare Smoke Wagon I have is the Desert Jewel. But love the way you explain those 4-gate notes. Thanks. Hope I didn't make you too hungry, Women of Whiskeys. Women of Whiskeys coming on right after this, guys, over on that channel. So definitely go hang out with them once we're done here. If you look in the mirror and say Blendageddon 3 times, Todd Ritter will show up in your kitchen. Just so you know, guys, Todd Ritter has been doing some serious trash talking to everybody. Todd Ritter won the whole thing last year. He's doing a lot of trash talking. I'm just letting you guys know. So if anybody wants to shut him up and take him down, although I will say Darrell Stewart in the chat, there was a lot of talk about his blend over the weekend, how good it is. So I think Todd Ritter already he should be shaking in his boots a little bit. So let's see here. Yeah, Todd Ritter, basically. Yeah, Bill knows Todd very well. Trash talking, I'm creative and fun. Todd, it's borderline trash talking. Borderline. And everybody knows that you're kind of trash talking a little bit. Todd Ritter is the defending Blendageddon champ. Yes, he is. I got my money on Darrell Stewart, says Pop him to watch him. Yeah, he's been trying to psych people out. Yeah, exactly. So again, let me drop the rules in the link again. So for those of you guys who don't know what's going on with Blendageddon, basically you have 2 categories this year: American whiskey, and you also have the Frankenstein blend. American whiskey, you can use bourbon, rye, corn whiskey, malt whiskey, as long as it's made in the US of A. You could blend any combination of that for your American whiskey blend. Most guys do bourbons. Some guys do a combination of bourbon and rye. Usually that doesn't get too crazy. I mostly get bourbon blends. As far as the Frankenstein whiskey category, you can do whatever you want in that category, other than, flavored liqueurs. So no like Crown Royal Peach or any of that bullshit in your blend. But you can use Scotch, Irish whiskey, Japanese whiskey. You could use rum. You can use yaks if you want to use cognac, Armagnac. If you want to use, and then And if you want to use bourbon, rye, whatever it may be in that blend, you can use whatever you want. So instead of doing a world whiskey, I just made it a Frankenstein blend competition. You're only allowed to have one entry per category. You don't have to enter both categories. That's really up to you. So if you want to just do a Frankenstein blend or you just want to do a American whiskey blend, that's completely up to you. Ounces to start, send me 6 to 8 ounces to begin with, and then have some stock in the hopper just in case you end up moving on to the next rounds. So again, I'm not going to be the only judge this year. There's going to be multiple judges that come in each week to help judge whose blend makes it. Once I know how many blends are in the mix, I will set up the brackets. If you have a blend and want to submit it, it's on the sheet. You'll see you can email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com in order to, and I'll tell you exactly where to send it. And then we'll get this rolling at the end of September, and it's going to go into December, culminating again with myself, Fred Minnick, Matt Porter from ADHD Whiskey, picking the ultimate winner. And as we get closer, I'll reveal what the top prizes are. So it's gonna be a fun, September through December for everybody. I hope as many people get involved as possible. It's gonna be a great time. Let's see here. I got 5 on Gandalf, says Brian Mackey. Yeah, stock in the hopper. Put it in the hopper. Do it. Do I have more bourbon in the hopper? Let me know. I'm still going to use the OG concept of the new intro animation once I get around not being... Oh, okay. It's talking Whiskey Tube. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, now, while I'm pouring this blind, I should say, I got Blendageddon on my mind here. While I'm pouring this blind out, I do want to share this ridiculous article that I brought up. Let me move these back because the camera is... There we go. Ridiculous article I found on uprocks.com. It's named, "We Pitted Spectacular 10-plus-year-old Bourbons Against Weller 12 in a Blind Taste Test." All right? All right, follow me here. Let me share my screen here. Let's see. Where is that? Here we go. All right. You guys are seeing it now. There it is. We tasted all right. So here it is. Weller 12, one of the most revered whiskeys in the world. Okay? I'm not just talking bourbon here either. I'm talking all whiskeys from every category. The wheated bourbon is the bridge between us mortals and the Elysian heights of Pappy Van Winkle, which is also a 12-year expression and is made at the same distillery with the same recipe and aged in the same barrels. That's not true. Pappy Van Winkle is not 12 years old. That is Lot B Van Winkle. This okay. I'm not even gonna like. Okay, that's just whoever like do some research, dude. But Weller 12 is more than just alternate Pappy. It's a massively sought after, award-winning, and beloved pour of its own. Okay, so here's the lineup. They put Weller 12 against these whiskeys: Rabbit Hole, Nevalier, age 16 years. King of Kentucky, 15 years. Old Fitz, 17. All right, there's the Weller 12-year. George Dickel, Tennessee, 13. Knob Creek, 12. Puncher's Chance, Going the Distance, 12 years old. The 15-star Reserve, 14-year. Heaven Hill, 17-year, the one we just had earlier. Barrel Craft Spirit Gray Label, 15-year. Heaven's Door, 10-year. And Michter's Single Barrel, 10-year. Okay, so this is what they put it up against, guys. All right. You ready? You ready for the... Are you ready for the results of this shit? All right, here we go. The tasting. Taste 1. All right. I'm not even going to go through their bullshit tasting notes. Let's skip right to the results here. Here we go. The ranking. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Number 12, last place, was the Puncher's Chance, 12 years. I can't make any comments about it because I have never tried it. I have not tried it. This is a 12-year-old Tennessee bourbon. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's 48% ABV. which is still higher than Weller 12, but interesting. Okay, so 11, George Dickel Tennessee Bottled and Bond, which is 100 proof. I mean, if you love Dickel or hate Dickel, that's just going to depend on your palate. Fine. 15 star, 14 year at 103 proof. Fell short against Weller 12. I know some people have tasted this and said it's absolutely delicious. I have never had a chance to try that one. But bottom line, I called this a bit all over the place in the tasting notes, and I stand by that. The melon savory on the nose might be a deal breaker for some. Okay. Number 9, King of Kentucky, 65.3% ABV. This is a woody monster that is built for an advanced whiskey palate. That's not elitist, just facts. Still, there's a killer flavor profile past all that dry tannic woodiness that's worth digging into if you can ever get your hands on a bottle. Okay. All right. Number 8, Barrel Craft Spirit Gray Label, 15 year. Okay. That's a blend, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. The Rabbit Hole, Never Lear, which is 15-year-old bourbon. That's the French oak finished blend. Okay. Heaven Hill Heritage Collection, 17 year. The one we just tasted that I think is that's a bourbon destroyer this year. It's delicious. Like, this was under Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door, 10 year. Knob Creek 12 year, 4th place. Knob Creek 12 year, which destroys Weller 12. We haven't even, here we go, Weller 12, 3rd place. Weller 12 beat all those bourbons out in that tasting. Are you fucking kidding me? So yes, this could have been a Pappy 12 had the flavor profile been slightly different in the barrel. Instead, we have a Weller 12 at 90 proof. A complex and brilliantly balanced whiskey that was a tad light thanks to that proofing. That said, I don't know. I know I don't like the Weller Full Proof Expression as much as this. It's a complex world out there, folks. Anyway, this is really fucking delicious. It's also really easy to drink. I'd argue that this is the easiest drinking whiskey on the list. It's just not the most complex and rewarding. But somehow it got 3rd place. So that description to me doesn't make any sense, because you cannot say that this Weller 12 is not the most complex and rewarding and put it ahead of Knob 12, Heaven Hill 17. I mean, I haven't tasted this, but I guarantee that's probably more flavorful than the Weller 12. King of fucking Kentucky, are you kidding me? Number 2, Michter's 10, which is a freaking 47.2% whiskey. And then the Old Fitz 17-year, 100 proof wins the top spot. All right. Yeah. Wow. I mean, like, what the fuck? And I think Thunder Dan kind of nailed it. This is how they no accounting. This is what they rated on. They rated on easy to drink. Easy to drink. That's all. Not flavor, not finish, not palate. The most easy to drink is the one that's going to win. And so Uprocks is legit site and not all just thirsty for clicks. I agree, Jeffrey. I read Uprocks, which is why I came across that that article. I'm just not quite sure of the. I think with their whiskey, their whiskey and their bourbon articles that I've seen recently, they need to. They need to up their game a little bit, because some of the stuff that it's poorly written, it's poorly researched, and a lot of that stuff that they wrote just doesn't make any sense to me. So I just feel like Uprocks at some point needs to kind of up their whiskey writing a little bit. Yeah, then why is it number 3? Like, I don't get it. Weller Trace has great Buffalo Trace still, but I mean, damn, you really have to reach to taste anything on the palate. For 40, it's a buy beyond that note. And this is the thing that pisses me off. Like, articles like that is what makes like Buffalo Trace, you know, or people that don't know a lot about whiskey, like chase these bottles when there's really no need to. There's so much better stuff out there. I could have named like 15 other bottles that are actually available whiskeys that are better than Weller 12. I mean, Rare Breed, for God's sake. I know I keep saying Rare Breed, but fucking Rare Breed. Four Roses single barrel, better than Weller 12. I mean, I know it's subjective, and I know, you know, palates, you know, are very different, and people are looking for flavor. People are looking, you know, for easy sometimes, and I get all that part, but I don't know that. Like an article like that, I feel it just annoys me because I feel like it already puts more of a spotlight and more of a desire to chase these freaking Buffalo Trace products when it doesn't need like can we get fucking past all this Buffalo Trace madness already? Like, enough of it already. Like, there's so much good whiskey out there. Like, enough with the Buffalo Trace stuff. They make amazing bourbon, amazing whiskey. But, like, enough is enough already. Like, you don't need to do an article like that. Have Weller 12 come in third against some of the, like, King Kentucky and Heaven Hill 17 are two of the most well-aged, high-aged whiskeys that you're going to find at the proof. And they're saying that Weller 12 is better than that. I mean, stuff like that just irks me. I mean, yeah. Old Fitz, I'll give Old Fit. I love the fact that they had Old Fit 17 here. That Old Fit 17 is delicious. I got a sample of it. Great bottle. I love the Old Fitzes at higher ages. The Old Fitz 15 was probably my favorite. The 16 right up there, and that 17. If I had a bottle of that, if I was able to get a bottle of that this year, that probably would end up in my top for this year. That was fucking good. So I'm glad, you know, at least a whiskey that I felt was really, really good this year made, you know, at least the top three. I mean, shit. So yeah. So low proof always win. I don't know if they were going for low proof. I think they were just going for a smoother, easy drinking experience. Drums and Drams here. What's up, Jason? Good to see you this weekend. Jumping in late, but so jealous of that epic 4-gate. Cheers, man. Hope you're well. I mean, dude, you don't live that far. If you want to come over and taste it, just ring my doorbell. Let's see here. Let's see. Blanton's would have one for sure. I realized, you know, Jeff was being sarcastic. I probably didn't come off that way. Like, I realized he was being sarcastic, but Jesus. I mean, I think it was a blind result according to the article, but I mean, Jesus Christmas. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, Buffalo Trace doesn't need any help from articles like that of folks that are clearly not bourbon drinkers that are just looking for smooth experiences. I mean, if that's the case, like, you shouldn't be writing a whiskey article and putting King of Kentucky against, I don't know. It was just such a weird article. I mean, when I saw, like, you know, better than Weller 12, I really thought that they would have put like stuff equal in proof. And then when I saw what they were putting it up against, and that Weller 12 was beating these whiskeys out, I was like, who the fuck is writing this thing? Jesus Lord. Yeah, more for us. Everyone chase the Weller 12. That's fine with me. Go for it. Chase Weller 12 all day freaking long. All right. This is a blind tasting that was provided to me by Rebecca Epps. I don't know if she's in the chat tonight. I don't know. I mean, she sent me an email as far as what's in the blind. I haven't looked at what the letters are. I just figured I'd pour them and get into this with you guys. Let's see here. Can already tell number 3 will be a smoke show, says Robotic. Number 3? Letter C here? Okay, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty dark. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste through these. Like I said, I haven't done like a true blind in a little bit of a while. My feelings were still, my soul was still a little bit crushed by my performance in in ADHD whiskeys. World's Top Whiskey Taster and how fucking terrible I was. So let's see if I can redeem myself a little bit. Let's see what happens here. So let me go to let me play some tunes here. All right, here we go. Yeah, the Uprock's tasting was pretty epic. The fact that they had all those whiskeys to taste and to blind, I just still can't believe the results, honestly. So crazy. Yeah, get back on the horse. So let's see here. Oops. All right. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. Now this is your opportunity. I love when you guys kind of ask some questions. So yeah, I hope these are all Buffalo Trace bottles. If anyone wants to see Jason River, watch last night's edition of Dungeons and Drams. Yeah, I was pissed last night. I was very, very pissed. Okay. Yeah. Bill was just trying to straight up kill us. All right, here we go. Ooh. This is all vanilla, and this is like, what am I thinking of? Creamsicle. Vanilla orange cream, which makes me think turkey. There better be a blue run in this blind. Apparently he wasn't trying hard enough. Yeah, this is a smooth beat. Jason better hope Weller 12 isn't. Yeah, I hope Weller 12 isn't in here. But this is reminding me of a wild turkey product, whether it's like rare breed or like a Russell's single barrel. The only reason why I'm saying that because I've been drinking a ton of Russell's lately. Yeah, it's got like that orange, vanilla. I mean, it could be NGP. NGP definitely brings that vibe too. So, all right, let's go to number 2 here. Oh, completely different on the nose here. This is a little bit more funky. Kentucky Spirit Pick. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm super quite confident in what number 1 is here. Is Russell 7 available for MSRP anywhere? Russell 7? Man, this one. This is spicy. I can't like really get around like the black pepper. There's a somewhat like youthful note to this as well, which makes me think maybe it's something crafty. Okay, so you should do your spring fling at Wild Turkey. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Invite Jimmy Russell, just like have barbecue hanging out with Jimmy Russell. Okay, so to me, that's different. And again, I'm coming off the first one here. That is like the nose is way more potent than the palate. The palate was very easy, very Weller 12-y on the palate there. This is all vanilla cream. It's literally like drinking like whipped cream, vanilla ice cream, and oh my gosh, that's so sweet. A little bit of spice, not overly spicy. No idea what that is. That's pretty cool. All right. And the more I go back to letter A, I'm really leaning towards turkey. I hope I don't come off like an idiot. That's probably not even turkey. So, hey, what's up? All 4 well at 12 different batches. Italian at 15. She's crafty. It's definitely not Elijah Craig toasted. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let's hit them in the chat. Any questions for me? It's 10:32. All right, perfect timing tonight. Perfect. All right, let's go to number 3 here. Oh, all right, that's a whole different animal from the other 2. Wow, these are all so far. The first 3 are they're all different. Favorite moment from this weekend, Jeffrey Wack. Favorite moment. You know, it was a small thing. It was probably the point when myself, Bourbon Junkies, ADHD Whiskey, Julian Dan Like, I think Cheech and Jen were there. There was this moment when there was just a bunch of us. I think the average drinker was there. There was just a bunch of us in a circle, just kind of talking like we always knew each other. And that for me was like really like just a special moment. It was like, man, I've known these folks for so long, just virtually, most of them. You know, I've met the Junkies in person before, and but I don't know. There was just something about that moment that just like made me feel like this is special. Like any time that like that happens, it's a special moment. And you know, I don't think a lot of people would like look into it as like that being super special. But when you kind of just like go through the history of all of us together collectively, and how much time like we spend together, whether albeit virtually or actually in person, that kind of collective group was probably one of my top moments. And then I think at Pours in the Park, just getting to meet all the different folks that I've talked to in the chat, so many times. I got a lot of like really encouraging words, said about me and the Junkies and the community, and it was just, I don't know. But if I had to pick one specific moment, it was probably when Bubble Bath Bourbon showed up and I saw his little ducky Speedo. I'm not saying it was a memorable moment in a good way. I'm just saying it was a memorable moment because you can't unsee that, and it's going to be etched in my memory forever. Just saying. Do you collect Four Roses picks like you do Russell's? You know what? I would if they were more attainable. I don't. There's not I'm never around a lot of Four Roses picks like I am Russell's picks. So, but if I did have a chance to buy more Four Roses picks than I could, I would probably collect them just as much as Russell's picks for sure. Yep. Any news on the next barrel pick coming up? So the next barrel pick we're dropping is the Penelope Toasted pick that Scott and I did. We're dropping that on Friday. We're going to do a reverse tier for this release. The top tiers have been kind of grabbing the Old Forester, the Four Roses pick we did. But this pick, we're going to go reverse order, just to kind of let some of the tiers on the bottom, like the lower tiers, get some bottles. After that, we have 2 amazing Barrel Kings, 2 Four Gates, and 2 Jack Daniels picks, all coming out in the near future. So we have a lot of great shit coming out. Steve, I haven't seen a pick make it to my tier in a while. You might get the Penelope if you're interested. The Penelope Toasted pick is it's like drinking straight like butter pecan ice cream. There's a mineral quality to this, which makes me think could it be a Tennessee whiskey? Let's try it. It's very it's like orange infused maple syrup. It's a lot better on the palate than it was on the nose. The palate on that is really nice. It's got a lot of flavor. Oh, wow. That one's like slightly medicinal too. Not in a terrible way. That one is actually packing a lot of flavor, which is interesting. Master Drum, coming to meet up. I set up and let's drum. I'll set me drums up outside in the middle of the meetup, and we can take turns jamming throughout the day. Wrench, I love that idea. Do it. Plus, we're also doing a collaboration with Barrel King and a cigar, a custom cigar with cigarclub.com, which is going to be releasing simultaneously for the Patreon group. We just picked the whiskey yesterday, and we just found out that 50% of the blend is a almost 7-year-old NGP finished in a Stag Junior Batch 17 barrel. And then that's been blended with a super syrupy, like NGP barrel. And that blend is what we chose to pair with the cigar. That's going to be fucking ridiculous. You guys are going to, whoever's the Patreon, whoever is going to get that pick, you're going to lose your mind. Just saying, you're going to lose your fucking mind. All right. All right, last one here. Yeah, stag finish on that thing. Incredible stuff. Totally. All right. Ooh, I'm like, this is like coffee. I'm getting a nice, like, fresh coffee bean on here. I'm digging this. EJ, we're not gonna do the cigar video public because, you know, Google's kind of funny with cigar videos right now. So but we'll definitely let you know what we picked and give you all the details. Oh my god, this is like, this is good. Whatever the hell this is. It's a lot of spice. Again, this one's also orangey. But it's got like this little like bitter coffee bean note to it that's like totally winning me over. Man, all four of these are pretty good. They're all different. I couldn't like say, oh, this is this. I really just think the number one, to me, it just tasted like turkey. Darren Clary, man, you missed a lot. We tried the Wilderness Trail 8-year, which to me was okay. It was good, but it was too soft. It was too tame. There just wasn't enough of a flavor punch for me on that one. We tried the 4-gate 14-year Indiana Foundation Hazmat 144.3 proof, and that is as good as it sounds. That's all I'm gonna say. And now we're just doing a blind tasting sent in by Rebecca Epps. And we'll see how bad I am at this. Oh, am I freezing up? Okay, let's see here. Master Drum, are you doing the bourbon and cigar pick together or two different picks? Or get the whiskey, then pick the matching cigar? Okay. So Steve A, so we picked the whiskey first. So now we're going to match. We're going to pick there's 3 different custom blends of cigar that we're going to pick, that we're going to smoke to pair with that specific whiskey. And then when we release it, we're going to release them both together. So you have a chance to buy just the whiskey, just the cigars, or both. So that's what we're going to do. All right, back to A. Oh man, even when I go back to that, I think that's a turkey something. I think that's a wild turkey something. It's gotta be. I'm thinking that's a turkey something. Okay. I think I'm gonna lock in that guess. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think that's a wild turkey something. It could be a Kentucky Spirit, but with the finish, I'm more inclined to think it's a Russell's, maybe. I don't know, that's tough. I do think it's wild turkey. I just can't decide if it's a Kentucky Spirit or a Russell's. I'm gonna lean towards Russell's, but if it's a Kentucky Spirit pick, I would not be surprised. Or even if it's fucking just rare breed. I mean, it could be just rare breed, but I feel like rare breed is a little bit more punchy than that. So, all right, let's go to letter B here again. This is the outlier. This one is the one that's the most different. Well, they're all kind of different, but these are going to be tough to like either guess or try to figure out here. Yeah, it's this one doesn't have like the totally different. I don't. That one's definitely throwing me off. It's not Beam. It's not Four Roses. It's not Heaven Hill. It's got proof to it. It's got a punch. It's like got some really good flavor. Maybe it's like a Peerless, or I'm like looking around my whiskey room like what it could be. I don't know. The note I just got, it's got like a, man, I hate to like lock. I mean, it could be a weeder. It's got like a weedy, not Weller 12 weeder. Like maybe it's like a Rebel. Maybe it's like a Rebel pick or a Rebel cast strength or something like that. But it's not as nutty. Like, what the hell? I don't know. B has me kind of thrown off. All right, let's go to C. C is weird, and I'm not that crazy about it. C is a different, like, animal. I don't... I'm getting like orange and cinnamon and nutmeg, but I'm also getting like this sour note to it, which is weird. There's like a sourness to it. Okay. Let's see here. It's Benchmark single barrel. I don't know if it's Benchmark. No one suspects Four Roses. Yeah, I feel like Four Roses could come out on a blind pretty easy. I'm not getting any of the Four Roses profile on any of these. So if there is a Four Roses in here, I'll be really surprised. Oh, Maker's 101 could be actually that's a good call out. Yeah, it's sour. The C is the weirdest one. That's the weirdest whiskey out of all four here. All right, last one here. That's a complete citrus bomb now. I think that's MGP. I don't know what MGP it is. I mean, take your fucking pick, guys. It could be anything. It could be Smoke Wagon. It could be fucking Penelope. That's got to be the only other whiskey I get such a hefty orange note is Wild Turkey. Most of the time, not all the time on Wild Turkey. Depends on the barrel, but this is a complete creamsicle. Okay. All right, so here are my guesses. I think A is something from Wild Turkey. B, B, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll go with Maker's. Maybe we'll go with Maker's Mark. Maybe let me take one more sip here. You know what? I don't know. Maker's Mark has a very specific finish to me that I'm not getting on this. But I just can't. I don't think it's Rebel because it's not nutty enough. So what the hell would that be? Maybe it's a Maker's pick. Let's say it's a Maker's Private Select. Let's go with a Maker's Private Select for that one. The third one, I have no idea what the fuck this is. It's smoky, gets sour. That one's weird. I mean, that could be anything. I don't know what the fuck that is. That does not come off like a bourbon to me. I think that's something else. It's either like a blend. Maybe it's like a barrel blend where you have like Indiana bourbon and Tennessee in it. There's something really just like weird about that. And then I'm saying letter D is something from MGP. Whether it's a Smoke Wagon or, you know, a Penelope barrel strength. There's something very orange, creamsicle forward about that one. Okay. Let's go to the results here, see what we get. All right, I gotta go into. She said she sent it to me via mail. So let's see what we got here. Oh shit! Did I lose the email? Okay, flight key. Here we go. All right. Okay. I just like popped it up. Okay, here we go. Disco 8. Yeah, the blind speaks. The Maker's pick that we did is so fucking good. But I want to go back with Trev and remake our first blend that we did. I know Trev wants to do it too. That blend was so fucking good. It was like this old school like OGD. Trev, do you remember what that stave mix was? I don't think I remember what that stave mix was. I want to do that again. Okay. Letter A. And I'm going to say I'm very, very happy because I nailed this one. This is a Wild Turkey Russell's Reserve pick. So, yep, she nailed it. So this was a Warehouse K, Floor 4, Mulligan's Wine and Spirits. So this is a 10-year-old Russell's Reserve single barrel. So I nailed it with the turkey. Yes, love it. Butterscotch. Rarebird 101 is here. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It's the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's David Jennings. David, I just picked out a Wild Turkey Russell Reserve single barrel in this blind, and I'm very proud of myself. It's been a while since I did a completely blind tasting here. So, love it. Nailed it. Okay. Number 2. What did we say? I said that could be it was different. It was kind of easy sipping. We went with the Maker's Mark Private Select, when in fact it is. Ah, shit. Wait a second. What is that? Hold on a second. Bottle B is a. Okay, it's I don't know if this is the weeded one. Maybe it's not. This is a Boone County 7-year-old bourbon. All right, Boone County 7-year-old. I always fucking forget about Boone County. I feel like Boone County always comes back and bites me in the ass. This is a 7-year, 111 proof Boone County single barrel, small batch. Yeah, this is right. This is no wheat. I really thought this was kind of like it was drinking easy like a wheater. It's not a wheater. This is all Boone County, baby. All right. Letter C. What did I say letter C was? Did I say letter C was something weird? I don't even. Oh, I think I guessed like something barrel craft spirits, maybe something with like Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky mixed in. It was just something. It was very strange. So this one, okay, I get it now. This is a Heaven's Door cask strength store pick, which is Tennessee. That is a Tennessee whiskey. Mash bill, 80% corn, 10% rye, 10% malt, distilled in Tennessee. Kelvin cooperage, char number 4. So that's why it was so off compared to the other two. This one came in, it's kind of weird and funky and sour. It's a Tennessee whiskey. Rarebird is working on some crazy. Rarebird, are you gonna submit a blend to Blendageddon this year? Come on, man, give me your Blendageddon blend. I'm calling you out. Let's do it. Okay, let's see here. So this ended up being a Tennessee whiskey. I knew there was something funky in that barrel. And then the last one I said was MGP. I don't know what MGP it was, but it's MGP. And this is I nailed this one too. This one is a Remus single barrel, which was named the Wolf Pack. I'll see if I can show you guys the picture here. That's the label of the Remus single barrel. It's called the Wolf Pack. This is an Indiana bourbon, 116.4 proof. It's a George Remus single barrel pick. Mash and Drum, I'm blending young Calvados with different turkeys to try and find the best Saratoga. Oh, okay. Nice. Aaron Clary, he guessed Remus. Hit that like button or you reincarnate as a bottle of Malort. Love it. Okay. So, nailed this one. Somewhat nailed this one. I didn't really call out the actual brand. I really missed the number 2. I really thought that was a wheater. And number 3 was a Tennessee whiskey, which was just kind of weird. That's actually the first Heaven's Door like single barrel pick I've had. It's interesting, but I don't know. I don't know how much that was, depending on the price. I'm not sure if I would have paid for that one. But yeah, not too bad. Hit that like button on your. Who got second place last year? Second place last year in Blendageddon went to William Davilar for My Own Private Idaho. He got that one last year. Let's see here. So, all right. So, Rebecca Epps, thank you so much for the blind. Pretty challenging. This one, letter C really threw me off. Wasn't really sure what that was. Definitely got the turkey here and definitely got the MGP, which makes sense because lately I've been drinking a lot of turkey and a lot of MGP. So, picking those up makes sense. These two I missed on. So yeah, the entire blind just made sense to me, just how it went. So big round of applause for Rebecca. Thank you so much. All right, guys, it's 10:56. Give me a head-to-head, a live head-to-head before we call it a night. Put it in the chat. What do you want to see go against one another? Give me a versus. Give me a cool versus, and we'll do it right now. Here we go. I'll wait for you guys in the chat. Give me a cool versus. What do we got? I have 2 fresh glasses here. We can do something versus something right now. Oh, Rebecca's in the chat. Rebecca, thank you so much for the flight. She said the HD pick was around $70. Pretty good, not too bad. Wilderness Trail 8 versus Wilderness Trail 6. Everyone wants me to put that 4-gate 14 versus something crazy. Malort versus King Kentucky, best idea ever. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Oh, that's right. We were going to do that. Coy Hill versus 4-gate. Okay, we got a few votes for that. All right, let's do that. So the hazmat, Coy Hill, the little bitty bottle. There it is. We're gonna pour this. Now that's how you do a cork pop. And we're gonna put that against the 4-gate. This is how you finish off the night, folks. I'm just saying. This is how you finish off a tasting. All right. Let's whip some air into both of these. Let's see which one I like more. Here we go. Oh. Holy crap. Guys, both of these noses. Oh my gosh. I actually think that this little bottle right here is actually even more potent. Jesus Lord. This is all molasses and maple syrup to me on the nose. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy, crazy potent. There he is, ADHD Whiskey, the man, the myth, the legend. I got to hug that man in person. You know what was funny? So ADHD Whiskey, he hugs me. Right? I get a nice big bear hug from ADHD Whiskey. And then he hits my shoulder and he goes, you're fucking solid. that was my first interaction with ADHD Whiskey, and I love him for it. he's like, gives me this big hug. He's like, you're solid, you're fucking solid. Matt, I don't know if you remember that, but I'll remember that always. Does anybody know what version of Chateau de la Scooby-Doo Bardstown uses to finish? What version? For the mash bill, it's an Armagnac finish. It's a Chateau de la Bard Armagnac finish. Yeah, the Jack Daniels is like, look how dark that is. Then you compare it to the 4-gate. There it is. So this is the 4-gate. This is the Jack Daniels. I mean, it's pretty close. I think the Jack Daniels is a shade darker, actually. Oh me, oh my. Oh my God. The Coy Hill is like pure fucking extract. It's so good. I mean, they're close, guys. I'll say this. I think the Coy Hill actually has more flavor than the MGP, than the 4-gate, if you can even believe that. It's got more of a flavor punch. But the 4-gate has more layers of flavor than the Coy Hill does. The Coy Hill, it's like maple syrup, bananas Foster, oak, molasses, punch you in the face, and then it just kind of goes away. The MGP one has that chocolate covered, like burnt graham cracker, toasted marshmallow, you know, orange essential oil shit. I don't even, I mean, it's, It's crazy. Yeah, Matt had a great review today, actually, on the Elijah Craig Toasted. He kind of revisited it. Jason is very solid, like the snapping turtle who got onto the ooze in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. You know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment, Matt. Thank you so much. Anytime I can be equated to a character from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'll fucking take it. All right, so what are we going to do tonight, guys, before we sign off? And you guys head over to Women of Whiskeys. We do a Blendageddon right here. MGP, into the Coy Hill. We spin it. We spin it good. We nose it. Oh my God, guys, that went all butter pecan. It's all butter pecan right now. Butter pecan, molasses, bananas, Foster, graham cracker, chocolate. Oh my God, this smells amazing. I'm gonna make a whole bottle of this. Let's see if it lives up to the hype on the palate, though. This actually might make me fall off a chair tonight, guys. Oh my God, that's the blend. Ladies and gentlemen, I just fucking won Blendageddon right here tonight. Todd Ritter, you lose. This just fucking won for me. Jack Daniel's Coy Hill blended with the 4-gate 14-year hazmat. It's 194 proof, but it's fucking delicious. Yes. You know what? If I keep drinking this, I will be schlammered. Thankfully, I still have all my brain cells are working right now. So before I drink any more of this, guys, because I am going to finish this tonight, I want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you so much for all the support. We had 500 in the chat at some point. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button before you take off. Go over to Women of Whiskeys following this. Thank you guys so much. I am working on a couple of really cool guests. Nancy Fraley is supposed to come back on, as well as a representative of Kelvin Cooperage to talk about a little bit more of a deep dive into the science of barrels, a possible barrel shortage, and all that stuff that's going to be coming up in the future. Again, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching tonight. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers. Yeah, I'm glad I took some Z-Biotics before this live stream. Take care, everybody. Love you guys. Go over to Women of Whiskeys right now. Take care.